Hello, this is Angela Perez, and the purpose of my PBQ is to teach reading in kindergarten in an exciting, creative way, to broaden their horizons and for children to think outside of the box. So here's my introduction page. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to create your own story, then bring it to life on stage? If so, get ready to be blown away by lights, camera, action. Here's the task. The goal of this activity is for my children to express thought and feeling through their creative processes and to express a visual perception and representation through the process of play and creativity. I believe that in order for students to learn to read, we need to get them excited about reading through hands-on approaches and collaboration. One of the most effective ways to guide the class into becoming stronger readers is for them to have the necessary mental practice and to provide them the resources needed for their foundation in reading. So the goal for me as the teacher is for my students to internalize the lesson and have a broader understanding of the stories that they read. The task at hand: learning while listening and listening while reading. Step 1 is for students to learn to recognize real words. Step 2 is for them to decode the words. And step 3 is for them to become familiar with phonics. Step 4 is for them to have the knowledge to use the phonics, and the final step is for students to be able to attack the words and then break them apart. Students are encouraged to learn by thinking outside of the box. I want my students to learn from a working memory, so I need them to build on their working memory through creating pictures of the stories that they have read or stories read to them, learning a new skill and then teaching it to a peer, games that use visual memory skills like circling letters or words in a book, categorizing games, play category games such as categorizing animals into groups, zoo or wild, following simple directions given, open-ended questions and discussions about the stories that they have read, what, when, or how, connecting the information that they have gained, students will create a story or choose a story read to or by them. And after they have chosen or created a story, they will collaborate with each other. They will learn about what goes into creating a play based on a story. And students will be designed roles based on the different learning styles. Process directions. So I want my children to be able to learn while having fun. So I want them to be ready to create in the class, and they will become familiar with reading simple text by exploring phonics, syllables, sight words, and spellings of words. During the process, the class will be introduced to several readings, either through instruction provided by AR360, group readings, or whole class readings. In the finale, the class will be assigned one project. And the basis of the project will be to work in groups of 6 to collaborate on a book, read or heard. So during this assignment, children will be learning about phonics, sight words, spellings of words, and syllables. Letters, sounds, syllables, sight words, spellings, and definitions of words. Here is a group of sight words already put into categories. And here is a list of books previous students have read and phonics words that were inside the book. Sam, ham. Words that sound the same but are spelled differently. Here's the definitions of their roles that they will be playing, roles that they will be creating. Process materials. I want my children to use open-ended materials. So I will be providing open-ended materials. The first process is for them to learn to read, either through AR360, Smartboard audio reading, learning sight words through colorful charts and graphs, and drawing, and writing practice. The second process is to provide the open-ended materials as art supplies, pencils, crayons, paints, and markers. Anything that is inside the classroom. Roles. Every student will have an important role. Students will be given roles based on their learning styles. So director, this is a verbal, logical learner. And the set designer is the kinesthetic learner. Sound audio is for the auditory learner. Camera, this will be the visual learner. Lights, the intrapersonal students. And costumes and scenery will be interpersonal students. Are you ready to create a masterpiece? The child's role: thinking, challenging, listening, exploring, talking, communicating, engaging. Students will learn to work independently and cooperatively to select books that meet their individual level. Teacher's role: motivation, intervention, classroom assessment, supporting. The teacher's role is to create a classroom environment to fit a collaboration classroom atmosphere. Conclusion. My evaluation for the class. I still want them to keep in mind that they need to use their creativity and interaction with their peers, along with collaboration. These elements are also very important. Focus on story article, able to think about the story or article, able to think about the characters, understands the story of the story's elements, stays on task and repeats, respects others, chooses books appropriate. Assessment tools. These are some of the assessment tools used for kindergarten: DRDPK, DRDPSR, DRDPK, and DRDPSR tools that observe and record students' progress. There is also the CELDT ELD for the English language learners. And that is my PBQ. Thank you.